unbelievable if this is confirmed that not only has she resigned, she has possibly fled the city and the country. Anupam Mishra is joining me from Kolkata. Anupam, what are you hearing from your sources in Bangladesh, from the media reports coming in from Bangladesh? Has it most likely heard Sheikh Hasina resigned?
Yeah, very unsettling news coming from Bangladesh, especially from Bangladesh media. What we are getting is that she has resigned and she has been taken to a safe location in an army chopper. This is what we are getting, and we are also getting information that the Banga Bhavan, the official residence of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, has been taken over by the public. Hundreds and thousands of public have entered Banga Bhavan, which is the official residence of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, and the reports are coming that Sheikh Rehana, the sister of Sheikh Hasina, and Sheikh Hasina both have been taken to a safer location in an army chopper. This is what we are getting information, and we are waiting for the Army Chief Ziaur Rahman's official press statement, because he was scheduled to address the nation, but as of now she has not been addressed, and this is very unsettling because we share around 4,000-kilometer borders with Bangladesh. And
Anupam, stay on with me, and I think Shiv is also with me. These are the first visuals on your screen. We are told, according to our information, that is the Prime Minister of Bangladesh's cavalcade. That's her vehicle. That is her getting into the helicopter. We do not know the destination. We do not know if it is just out of Dhaka or out of Bangladesh. But if the Prime Minister is leaving of a country, imagine the situation presently on the ground. Shiv, I bring you in here. Anupam, also stay on with me. Shiv, describe these visuals for us, because my concern is not as much Sheikh Hasina, is as much the army taking over, like what we see in Pakistan.
No, this is an extremely volatile situation, Pooja, because on your screens you're seeing images of of a Mi-17 helicopter, and some kind of a helicopter. We don't know if it's an army helicopter or some other kind of helicopter, but this is a VVIP helicopter for the Bangladesh Prime Minister, and she and her sister, according to reports coming in from Bangladesh, are making their way out of Dhaka as we speak. They may be headed to India, they may be headed somewhere else. The India Today website is quoting local Bangladesh reporters having said that thousands of people have actually entered the Gana Bhavan, the official residence of the Bangladesh Prime Minister, and taken over the official residence of the Prime Minister. These are scenes very similar to what we had seen happening in Sri Lanka a couple of years ago, if you remember.
Exactly.
Pooja, which means complete civil war, complete civil unrest, a total breakdown of law and order and security in Bangladesh's capital. We have to wait and see where this particular helicopter is headed. Is it headed to India? We do know that Sheikh Hasina, who is frequently accompanied by her sister, her advisor, is also with her. They both traveled to India recently as well on a state diplomatic visit. So the both of them, we can confirm now, are definitely headed out of there. We understand the trigger for this particular move by the Prime Minister of Bangladesh, even with all her security, is that she was trying to make some kind of a speech. She was unable to do so because of the huge crowds that had surrounded the Prime Minister's office in Dhaka, and the security became basically unsustainable, and therefore she was advised to get the hell out of there. And that's the reason why you're looking at these pictures. Look at how somebody
if the Prime Minister is leaving, Shiv, we can imagine what the situation on the ground is. I request you to stay on, because I'm joined on the phone line by Rumeen Farhana. She's a politician in Bangladesh. She's also a lawyer and a former leader of the opposition and member of parliament. Can you confirm to us, Rumeen, what are you hearing? Because here in India, conflicting reports are coming in. Has Sheikh Hasina resigned? Has she left Dhaka? Can you give us some details on that?
Thank you so much. We are not yet very sure whether she has left Dhaka or she has left the country. We don't know that, but what we know that she left Gana Bhavan, because we can see in the TV channels that people are moving towards Gana Bhavan. They, they entered into the Gana Bhavan, and we can see people all over. The streets are full of people, and all are saying that we got freedom, because in last 17 years we have seen the Hasina regime, and there was no freedom of speech, there was no freedom of assembly, there was no freedom of doing politics, and people were so suffocated. I think that entire Bangladesh is now coming on road. So people are extremely
Because you're also
happy.
an opposition neta. Are you saying that this is victory of people?
Absolutely. This is victory of people. One thing I want to make absolutely clear. Number one, this is not the victory of any political party. This is not the victory of any particular group. This is not the victory of any particular ideology. This is the victory of the people of Bangladesh. After 1971, this is our second liberation.
Rumeen, what do you say to people or the critics who had said this was an attempt to destabilize Bangladesh? There are outside forces, external forces. This is not about student protests. This is forces trying to cause uncertainty in Bangladesh. What would you say to them today?
I mean, this is so foolish to say that it is the protest of the students only. And of course, it was initiated by the students. Of course that. But people were agitated for so long. It is the outburst of that agitation. People were so scared to say something. People were so scared to write something. And, you know, even when the movement was going on, I went there as a citizen of Bangladesh to express my solidarity with them. And after, when I came back to my home late at night, my home has been vandalized. I was all alone at my place. The internet connection was cut off. The whole Bangladesh was in total dark for 5 to 7 days. So it was a victory of the people. It's absolutely.
Rumeen, what happens here on then?
Because
if your Prime Minister leaves the city or even the country possibly, what happens to Bangladesh? What about the upcoming uncertainties for the country?
It is very difficult to say now because it's only a few minutes now that she has left Ghana.
Yes.
So we don't know what's going to happen. The army chief will address the nation in an hour.
Okay.
So probably we will get some insight from that, from his speech. And what I believe as a citizen of Bangladesh and as a political person, I believe that it's a victory of the people and people will decide what will happen to Bangladesh. It's in the hand of the people and I hope they will take the right decision.
Rumeen Farhan, thank you so much for speaking to India today. She's a leader, lawyer, former leader of the opposition and member of parliament as well. And this, remember, is the first visual. Unbelievable scenes. Look at this. Look at this and think of the kind of situation and the stability we still have in India and what our neighbor nations are going through meanwhile. Remember, these visuals similar were from Sri Lanka. This is the Prime Minister's office, Gana Bhavan as it is called. This is in Dhaka. This is supposed to be the most secure, the most privileged elite of all political leaderships. There are people, civilians inside. These are protesters. They look happy, appear happy that Sheikh Hasina has gone, at least is not in Prime Minister's residence. On the other side, if you're wondering where is she, we are told, according to our information coming in, Sheikh Hasina is sitting in that helicopter and leaving the city of Dhaka. We don't know what is the destination, if it's within the country, outside the country. We'll get you more details on that. This is the big developing story because we are talking about Prime Minister of a country. And unlike Sri Lanka, if I may add here, the situation is more concerning, worrisome and violent in Bangladesh right now. In Sri Lanka, remember, many of them inside the Prime Minister's residence were also seen sort of enjoying. They were not really vandalizing the Prime Minister's office. But in Bangladesh, we can see on the streets and here as well that there are a lot of commotion and chaos that is being seen. Prime Minister's office, where remember, world dignitaries come and sit and meet the Bangladesh PM, whether it's Sheikh Hasina or earlier other Prime Ministers. Today, there are protesters, agitators who are on the ground inside the Prime Minister's office. This means the security has failed to stop them. It is the safety and security of the Prime Minister. Opposition leaders who we are speaking to have said this is victory of people. They were frustrated and agitated. To those who support the government of Bangladesh, they maintain that this is about how there are other forces who have tried to use a student protest and cause disturbance in the country. Nevertheless, for now, I can tell you that at least from the confirmation coming in, Bangladesh's Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, who's been a friend and ally to India, has left the city. She's at least not in her Prime Minister's residence. It is only reflective of situation on the ground. Meanwhile, over hundreds of people have been killed, 300 at least as being said as an estimate. In the latest violent incidents, about 100 have been killed, both as civilians, as protesters and police that are trying to stop them. So the situation is absolutely concerning. Many have been missing as well. It started with the root of these protests was in a controversial quota system. Basically, up to 30% of government jobs were for family members of veterans who fought for the Bangladesh 1971 War of Independence against Pakistan. Many student groups had asked to finish and end this quota system and open it for all. That had led to a lot of disturbances, but eventually it just gained another level of mass violent protests that had taken place specifically after there were protesters who were reported to have been killed by the security forces.